Hey guys, Enel here. So after experimenting and playing the game some for the past few days, I must mention to you that my eyes have been opened. You know all those other videos I've made about blades and how broken they are? Yeah, those are all useless now. The actual best blade in the game is Perdido. What I'm about to show you is undeniable proof of this fact. We're not going to be using any arts or specials in this video because let's be honest, we don't need any of those. So in order to pull this off, let me show you what you have to do. First, we need to summon a random enemy to fight. This is a totally random enemy and definitely does not have a weakness to our type. So now we just lock onto it. And now the next thing we want to do after locking onto it, finally, if I can, is put our controller down. So just don't even touch it, and that's it. You just go AFK. You've already won. This strategy is unbeatable. Look at the damage of these auto attacks. $57,000 when they don't even crit. Just unbelievable. 100,000 on both on that one. Just you don't even have to do anything. You just put your controller down, go AFK, and then just let your auto attacks kill it. So you see the weakness of all the other blades that are broken is that I've made guides for is that you actually have to play the game. You see with Perdido, we don't have that weakness. We can kill enemies simply by existing. So therefore, Perdido is the best blade in the game. You don't have to press any buttons to kill anything you want. So now I'm going to show you some real skill by damage capping an auto attack. So this is exactly the same as the previous strategy, except now you have to press one button, which is the start button. So let's just do the same thing again, really quickly here. Let's lock onto this guy. Let's get our max affinity really quickly, since he doesn't automatically get there like the other blades. And now, on the third auto attack, we're going to chain attack. And we're going to hopefully damage cap this auto attack. Well, we did. 900,000, 850,000. If you get a lucky roll, you can damage cap the auto attack. That's all you need to know. So, as you can see, this one button difference in the strategy can definitely be pretty tough, though. So I understand if this is not something you want to do. If you just want to put your controller down instead, that is a perfectly viable and acceptable strategy. So, that's it. That's the guide. I hope you all enjoyed. Perdido is the best blade in the game. Have a great day. Okay, I'm going to do an actual guide now on a serious note. So this is still a bit of a meme build and obviously not going to be as powerful as many setups, but regardless, Perdido is an interesting blade because of his skill tree. His blade specials aren't really anything special at all, but his battle skills can give a bit of an interesting playstyle that no other blade can really use. So this first ability, Double Strike, guarantees that all of his auto attacks hit twice and damage is increased by 30%, which is a pretty good effect and allows us not to have to use like a Galaxy Cube or something to always hit twice with auto attacks. So the second ability, Stay True, increases auto attack damage by 100%. So as you can quickly see, this entire gimmick he's got on his skill tree is increasing auto attack damage. And in a game where auto attacks are kind of weak, this is actually pretty cool because he actually has auto attacks that actually hurt. So his last ability, Bushido, is just a nice 50% additive if you attack from the front, which you should be doing anyway. It's not very hard to attack from the front. So as you can clearly see, he has the strength of auto attacking in a game where auto attacks are usually very weak. So I wanted to create a bit of a fun build around this, even if he isn't the best, even if Perdido is not the best cannon or the most broken blade out there. So for the aux cores for this setup, I'm running pretty standard outdoor attack up 5 and affinity max attack 5, which is just our standard damage increase aux cores. So I am using him on Morag because she has the fastest cannon auto attacks and the ability Basic Discipline on her skill tree, which increases auto attack damage by a further 20%. This allows us to put out the most DPS, auto attack DPS of all of the drivers. So for my accessories, I will be using this Breakstone, which will increase our auto attack damage even further, and I'll be using the Optical Headband to increase our critical hit damage. So Perdido only has a 15% crit rate, so Headband may not seem like a wonderful option, but he does have the critical up blade art, which will allow him to crit much more often while it is active. So for the final accessory, you want to probably run a diamond for safety, but you can also use a burst symbol or any like other additive like a swimsuit if you want to increase your damage if you feel safe and don't need the healing from auto attacking. The diamond is going to be more actually going to be better than the metal in this case, just because it's going to be very consistent healing no matter what, even if you do not crit. In addition, I also run these pretty two different pouch items than normal. The Plumber Escape Game, which will increase our blade art effects and give us some nice extra special damage. This escape game is so our crit up blade art is better when it's active, allowing us to crit more often. And we also will be having the extra special damage because we want to use the level 4 special sometimes, even though those other specials aren't really that great. So, and then the other pouch item is going to be Clicky Clacks, which will increase our special recharge rate. We're not using desserts because we don't want to really use arts at all, because they're kind of less damage efficient than other things. So that's why we have these two instead of something else, and they work pretty well with them in my opinion. So I'm going to very quickly swap a few things out and do an actual fight here in a second.
Got it. I give you my all.
So I'm going to do a bit of a less of a mean fight now just to show this off. The auto attacks don't normally do as much as I just did, but I was taking advantage of an elemental weakness with Adenine and Petroka. I'm going to run a more standard support set now, Dagas to give us 120% bonus to damage, and Gore to give us a 20% reduced damage effect so I can survive Rampage Train of our friend here, which is one of the more dangerous attacks that you can't survive without some defense. Gorg also gives us a nice water element to combo with fire if we need it. Alright, so let's start this fight. So the general strategy here is going to be to cancel the third auto attack with movement right back into your first auto attack. So as I said, your autos are going to do more damage to your arts in this situation, and Morag also has the fastest animations for this and the most auto attack damage, which actually makes her the ideal driver choice for Perdido. So as you can see, my autos are actually doing some pretty nice damage, nothing to scoff at. We also use our selected allies here to stack an orb or two to ensure that we can kill them in a chain attack if we need that. So the third auto attack obviously does the most damage, and if it crits it'll do a lot. I should be able to survive Rampage Train, which I wouldn't be able to probably without Gorg here, which is why we're using him. So each auto attack will also heal me like nearly to full as well, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and try to stack an orb here. I guess I'll also show off his arts, just because to show you that they don't always do a ton. That's 140,000, but the animation's kind of slow compared to his auto attacking, and that's her most powerful art. So this second art here is not going to be quite as much. So I need to block this. So here's his level 4. This is probably his most powerful ability right here. So blade combo is not his strength. So here's the last art. Oh, that wasn't the last art. That was under art. Oops. So the last art is just a multi-hit art here, which does some decent damage, but nothing special also. So I'm going to try to block. I don't think I blocked it quite in time, unfortunately. So Mega Explosion damage cap there, which is really nice. 2. I didn't mean to cancel that. So our auto attacks are definitely hurting him a lot, and we can probably kill him with a chain attack pretty soon. I just wanted to show off the strength of his auto attack damage. We're doing a little bit less damage now because we actually stacked an orb, which is going to decrease our damage from fire, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'm going to try to show off his level 4 one more time, and then I'll just chain attack end it. So in general, your auto attacks are going to be more damage efficient, especially if you land crits. Really nice. So let's go ahead and level 4 here. And then we can pretty quickly chain attack this to end it. Alright, so Perdido's level 1 hits only one time, so it isn't that great. His level 2 is a little bit better. We only have one burst symbol here, so we're not going to be damage capping everything like we could. But that's okay, we don't really need to. So yeah, that should be about the fight. His level 2 hits like 4 or 5 times, I believe. And his level 3 hits quite a bit more times, and his level 4 hits like 10 times or something like that. So yeah, that's the auto attack Perdido build. I don't really know what else to show off. Like I said, just make sure you're auto attacking as much as possible and cancel your third auto attack into your first auto attack again. And don't really focus too much on art use. It's not really that worth it in my opinion. And I probably wouldn't really use specials either outside of level 4 unless you just have to. So it's not the absolute best thing out there, but it's something different and interesting nonetheless. So my finals are over now, so look forward to more videos and more often very soon. I may upload some other different games as well. I will be streaming much more actively soon as I head back to my house, which has much better internet, so look forward to that as well. And with that said, I hope you all enjoyed and have a wonderful and blessed day.